All right, so just briefly going over Rose's first week of training. I know we mentioned yesterday a little bit of what I've been doing, but just kind of wanted to recap. So this first week, and this is just Thursday, and don't think I'll have a lot of time tomorrow to do videos just because I have a couple of lessons. So this week has been focused on establishing her response to a marker system and less focused about commands and things like that. So she has a couple different markers that I am creating an association for. A marker is just a cue or sound that marks a specific moment in time that I like something that she does, and that's going to announce the arrival of food. So over time, as this association is created, when she does a behavior that I'm looking for, I can mark that moment, and that will allow me to bridge the time between the behavior that I like, and delivery of food, just in case alternative things happen in between those times. So if I want her to go into a sit and she sits, and then when I go to reach in my pocket, she comes up out of her sit, I don't want to reward her coming up out of the sit. So I want her to understand that the thing that she's doing when she hears the marker is what creates the delivery of food. So that association has to first be created through repetition. So, what? I know there's friends over there. Her different markers are going to eventually have different, or create different expectations within behavior. So we have the word yes, good, okay, and no. Yes is going to be something that I'm using primarily right now to shape new behaviors and create enthusiasm going into those behaviors. When she hears yes, that means I like what you did, come take something from me. She does not have to do anything, yes, past getting her reward. Whereas good and okay, those are going to be more of our duration markers, meaning if I ask her to go into a sit, good means stay in that behavior, good, and I can repeat that good to lengthen good the time that she is in behavior. So it's going to be marker, then reaching to get food. So it's not going to be yes or anything like that. I want her responding to the marker and not responding to the movements of my hand, because eventually as we progress I want my movements to be more neutral. So if I tell her to sit and I say good, I should be able to move around good because she's waiting for that marker to know that that is when the reinforcement is coming. So good means continue doing what you're doing. Good, I will bring reinforcement to her, and then when I'm ready for her to come out of behavior, okay, I can offer that release word. So I'll say okay, and then kind of lure her up out of position. Once we progress the good and the okay, that'll be used more predominantly to build duration behavior and to kind of help her slow down and settle into behaviors. But right now I'm just mostly focusing on that yes. And then we'll play a little bit with no once she actually understands what I'm asking her a little bit more. So, hi. So as far as homework goes for the weekend, I really use that yes marker to kind of build engagement. So if you're looking for something to reward, because we're creating that association, we're a little bit past that. She already knows what yes is, but at home, it'll be something fun for you guys to do too when you're feeding her or when you're giving her treats. I look for her to be paying attention to me. So start out in a pretty neutral environment, in your kitchen, in your living room, out in the backyard, things where she's not going to be overly distracted, and keep her on a leash as she's moving around. Yes. Every time she looks up at you, or if she's walking away and turns back into you, yes, offer her that reinforcement. So it's going to build really nice engagement. How I'm using it right now is when we're walking around. I have a couple of treats in my hand. Yes. And as she's in behavior, yes. Yes. I'm rewarding her. Yes. Please follow me. Yes. Her being where I want her to be. Yes. And I'm keeping moving. I'm not going to bring the food to her. I'm going to let her chase after my hand a little bit so there she has a little bit of prey drive going. Yes. So I'm building that muscle memory, showing her that there's value in being right here by my side. If she leaves and wanders off, which she's not going to in here because there are no competing motivators, which is why I was saying start out in a neutral environment. We're not going to go to a dog park and expect any of this because she's going to be motivated elsewhere and you're going to be fighting with her. So we're creating good habits where there's not a lot of things happening, and we'll transition that to gradually more and more distracting situations. So I don't know what I'm saying. I'm rewarding her for hanging out right here. Oh, if she moves ahead of me, then I will just simply apply leash pressure. A little light taps, good, yes. Just to help her back into position. So a little bit of an annoyance. Start walking, yes. So it's not as good of a place to be when she leaves. It's not a correction by any means just yet. She's certainly not ready for a correction because she doesn't know what the criteria is. Right now she's just getting food. Yes, so see right there, she ducked her head down and starts sniffing around on the ground. Yes, good job. Good, so now I'm gonna reward her for being behavior. Good. I'm not using, good, commands just yet. I'll probably start that tomorrow. Good, because she's going into behaviors pretty consistently through learning. Yes. So I'm just having treats in my hands, and I will kind of have her face follow my hand. Yes. You're crazy. Into the behavior I'm looking for as soon as she does it, like as soon as her little elbows hit the ground and her down, I said yes, and let her take the food. I don't want to create a disassociation yet, so I don't want to reward the wrong things, so I'm just using those markers right now. I'll start conditioning those commands into those behaviors as she's doing them right away. So as soon as I learn, she's immediately going to behavior fairly consistently, and that's when I'm going to start putting commands to behavior. So at home, if you guys are saying sit, 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 and she's not doing it, it's because she doesn't 100% know what it means just yet. She probably has an idea, and usually she gets rewarded for that, but we are lessening her response to the behavior. So right now, it's more of, we can let her, good, go into that behavior on her own terms, pay her for it, good. Okay, very nice. And then we'll get to the command stuff later. I know it's exciting to have a puppy in order to learn new things, but we want to make sure that she fully understands what we're asking for before we start just asking her to do things without the promise of reinforcement. So that's obviously why she's with me, is because I have the ability to reward her for every single thing that I like so that we can create those good habits. And I can lessen the chance of her not doing it because I'm taking away the motivator, the competing motivator. So if you have any questions, just let me know. Send me an email. She's doing super well. She's awesome. She has really nice food drive. And if the distractions are low, she's amazingly focused and engaged. We'll get her to a point where she can be like this around more distractions. She's a baby. She's going to be pretty excited about other things. That's totally normal and natural. I would let her explore her environment, as long as she's not being rude and pushing to like other dogs and other people and not being dangerous. I would let her go explore and sniff things and be a puppy and enjoy her puppyhood. It's a very important part of her life right now to be silly and playful and have innocent interactions with things. So, all right, that's it. I gotta find my thing. Good girl.